We're on, Andy.
The shirts are off.
Your phone back, we're on, yeah?
Shirts are off.
The shirts are off, episode 10. Andy's got a big announcement for you.
Can I just bring your attention, first of all, to what you've been doing today with your car?
Land Rover Defenders. I've been a real man stuff with Johnny today.
Man stuff,
Proper man stuff.
Pouring out the old dipper, it's dry as a bone.
Dry as a bone. Making funny noise in the engine. Happy
Christmas.
Christmas.
What's really funny? It's
Merry
actually
Christmas.
pissed you off today, hasn't it?
It's really annoyed me. I didn't need this today.
Anyway, can I just bring your attention? 66 subscribers of the Hybrid Performance Podcast.
Flying out with bro.
We're absolutely flying, 66 people. Get up there, boy. Very grateful. Oh, Sam Arky on the mic, we need to sort the comments section out as well so people can make comments, because those 66 people are dying.
Yeah, they've all been messaging me at the moment.
They've been dying
really
to make a comment.
That's what we said.
So, episode 10, Daniel.
We're staying on
Let's
topic.
go.
Obviously, festivities are going down. New Year is coming up. New Year, New Me 2024. Andrew, how have we as a business prepped, obviously, going into 2024? What have we done as a business with our team, with ourselves, to make sure that we thrive?
So make sure we thrive.
Going into next year.
Don't survive, thrive.
Thrive, Andrew.
So, there's many different sections to planning 2024, I guess. So, the coaches are absolutely all over it. So, one of the main things that we do is we make sure that our guys, our team, are set up for over the Christmas period, and that all their clients are set up and everybody knows exactly where they're at, and they've all got context on what they're going to be doing over the Christmas period. So some clients might want to chill over the Christmas period. Some clients might want to go hard over the Christmas period, which we'll touch on today of what we're going to be getting into. So the coaches have got all the clients booked in. They know what their goals are. It's very important that the team have got their clients' goals set ready for 2024. Everybody knows where they're at.
Yep.
We know what we're going to be tracking over the Christmas period, whether you're going to be in celebrations or whether you're not, whether you're going to be training or whether you're not. Again, we'll touch on that. Everybody's booked in for the new year, like I said, with their goals. The goals are set, ready to go. Everybody knows where they're at. So that's our first priority.
I think the biggest thing we did as a team, more if you want to say management style, but obviously myself, Andy, Johnny and Zach, it was getting in the office together and going through like what we want to see as a business in both businesses, what we've got going on from a coaching standpoint, a gym standpoint, and making sure we know everything that's coming up, whether it's a social calendar, whether it's a social planning around the events, around the campaigns that we're running with different parts of the service. It was good to actually get in the office a few times as well and make sure we know exactly whose roles were what and what each person is pulling towards and doing. That way, as a business, we can actually start to see, right, these are the directions we need to start pulling in.
Yeah, correct.
And it's good to see, obviously, that we all have positives and weaknesses in different things and what we're doing. And that just really highlights what we need to really push on to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we've spent the entire month of December pretty much, like Danny said, making sure that our socials are all set, making sure that our goals as a business are continuing in the direction that we want them to. We obviously have, quarterly targets and stuff like that we want to aim for. So, we've mapped out 2024 in, being specific of January and February. We've got really into detail of that because, anything can come up and the goalposts change sometimes. So, like Danny said, the socials are planned out, what campaigns we're running. That's all fixed in December, ready to go. So everybody's lined up. Everybody knows what their role is. Everybody knows what they're going to be doing come January, And if you're the kind of person that wants a little minute over the Christmas period, you can do because you're prepared out of your face. So everything is set, ready to go. So the lads can have a minute if they need to and decide how they're going to spend their Christmas.
And then this is obviously translates down to how we kind of approach it with our coaches and how they then speak to the clients. Now, Andy touched on a bit before, like when it comes as a coach from that kind of standpoint, it's very personal, client to client, like on how people want to approach Christmas, festive seasons, etc. Some people are bothered, some people really don't care, and it's just another day in the diary and they're not asked. Like their goals carry on regardless. Some people want to fuck it off 2 weeks before and do what they want to do. Now, as a coach, it's very important just to realise who your actual customer is and who your client is, and go with what the vibe is, not necessarily forcing them to go, you're dying all the way for Christmas, mate, this is how things are. Like, let them lead a little bit. Like, I've spent the majority of my check-ins over the last couple of weeks is finding out what are you doing over the festive season, what have you got coming up with family, how many social occasions have you got, how can you plan around these social occasions. If fat loss is still a goal and you still want to be performance-based and still want to focus on this through Christmas, how do we approach that and actually get through the festive season in a good spot? If you are a bit more relaxed, some of my guys have literally bumped cows up and gone, fuck it, they've got a bigger bank balance to play with food-wise, to enjoy the Christmas parties and not feel the stress. and they've just solely took their eye off actually from trying to go driving for fat loss. Let's have a maintenance phase. Let's just enjoy training with more food going in, smash a few more mince pies, and then as it comes towards January, you still train like mad. You've still had plenty of calories going in, and you just hit the ground running again. You're still following something, which is the key.
Yeah, I think good coaching always comes down to communication. I think us as professionals, we have to make sure that we do highlight the pros and cons to both of those decisions and help them see really what these decisions mean during the festive period and after the festive period. So I think you've got two camps really, and then bits in between of that. So you've got the camp where you just said people are just going to sack it off and it is just literally damage limitation, and then you've got people that want to get ahead in January and that want to be in the best position possible in January, and then like I said, you've got bits in between. So some clients will be training very, very hard over Christmas because some people with their jobs and stuff, when they get a week off work or 2 weeks off work, if you're lucky, that's a chance for some people to get in and start training hard. Like that's their release, and it's like, no, do you know what? I've got 2 weeks off. Why don't I train loads more? Why don't I just go out? I'll run in the morning. I'll lift weights. I'll do this, that, and the other. So, I think that's a good time for people to do that. And then in this camp, you've got people that want to go, right, I want to go out. I want to eat and drink whatever I want. So I'm going to need some tools to limit the damage that's going to be incurred over the Christmas period, which us as coaches then have to highlight what that means come January and what procedure that we then have to follow in January to make sure that you get back to the spot that you was. Or if you've managed to limit the damage, this is what we need to do in the January month. So I guess people just have to decide which camp they're in, or if they're in between two camps and they're going to be a bit in between both. As professionals, we have to advise and tell them what consequences are going to be in both camps. And
I think personally, I think I've done both. I think I've tried both avenues where not necessarily toss it off and I don't train, but from a food point of view, be very relaxed for like a week or so. And I've also been the stage where I've probably trained on Christmas Day. I've done train on Christmas Day, to be fair, I'm not even into anymore. That's just not a vibe. Yeah, obviously we've got little girls now, so the main focus is that. But it's like, even from a food point of view, I switch off for 2-3 days, enjoy whatever's on the table and whatever's going down, and then after that, it's straight back to plan. In the past, I've done it where I've literally let it go for 10 days and think, fuck it, I'll see what's happening in Jan. And I can 100% guarantee I prefer the one having 2-3 days off of food. Still training on the days around Christmas Day, but obviously from an output point of view, make sure the output is big. That way I don't feel any kind of pressure when it comes to food and having food with family and doing any social occasions. I can just get stuck into it. I much prefer that camping. 100%.
Yeah, I think one of the main tips that we recommend for our clients is don't take your foot off the gas with training and being active. It's quite easily done, to sit on your ass over Christmas because, like you say, you're probably off work a little bit, there's more social events and stuff like that. But one thing that we always say is make sure that you can get some activity in, and it's more likely that you're going to have a successful period over Christmas where weight doesn't come on and you can get into January in a much better position. So real number one for us is just stay active. If you're going to eat whatever you want, at least just stay active. And I think with most of our guys now, especially, with the hybrid guys, like it's so much of a lifestyle now that it would be so strange to not do some form of exercise on a daily basis.
It's like you said, the first reaction to having time off is how much can I train?
How much can I train now?
Can I train twice, 3 times, 4 times a day and do whatever you're doing?
Literally.
Like the amount of people, obviously, I know Cammy introduced something today where there's a free session going down on Boxing Day. It booked up within an hour. Yeah, 60 crazy. People booked on within an hour, something mad. So the drive for people to train is definitely there, and that kind of lifestyle change has definitely been made to a lot of people, more so than probably it used to be. And the knock-on effect of that lifestyle is your food normally follows suit. All these people will probably follow something very similar to what they normally do day to day by the actual Christmas Day. Do you know what I mean? So it's very clear for that.
I think when it comes down to food choices, like just not being a dick really goes far. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got your meals, you've got the normal meals, you've got your, Christmas dinner, whatever, and everything in between. Like, you don't need to start your day with chocolate. Like, you just don't. If
Pringles,
you want to, you can.
I'd smoke Pringles in the morning.
Really? You don't have Pringles in the morning. But really, like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you've just got half decent decisions, it's not going to be too bad.
What does your Christmas morning look like food-wise? Let's give some context to what happened.
Christmas Day.
Yeah. Now let's go Christmas Eve night before is a good one.
Christmas Eve is usually a home-cooked meal, to be fair. But it's just been me and Freya, actually, the last few Christmas Eves. That's
tight,
just the way it's been.
It's tight.
It's tight. That's just the way it's been with shifts and stuff like that. So it's just been me and Freya. So it's usually just a normality, to be fair.
Yeah.
The usual Freya will have spaghetti bolognese or like steak casserole or whatever. I'll just use my normal tea, steak and whatever, rice, whatever.
Yeah.
But Christmas Day, so this is how it goes down. Coffee, first thing as usual, and a little bit of movement.
And two rice cakes.
We do the present, we do have 2 rice cakes for the day. Presents and shit, and then it's breakfast. Breakfast is always sausage, egg and bacon butty. Not just one, it goes to 2. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.5. So I usually have quite a big breakfast, and then it's nothing then. The past couple of years, I go home and see the family. It's usually a couple of pints in the pub of Guinness, so maybe a couple of pints of Guinness in the pub.
Blokes go their pub, women get in kitchen
pub
there.
and women get in kitchen, that's how it works.
Fold them that.
It won't be happening this year. So it's going to be breakfast, and then probably nothing then. We might go for a bit of a walk and a mooch, and then it's going to be Christmas dinner. And I go in at Christmas dinner. Whatever the starters is, a huge Christmas dinner, dessert, and then usually fall asleep. But then there's nothing else after that. Or maybe a turkey sandwich. Maybe a turkey sandwich.
As the leftovers.
As the
Straight away
leftovers.
leftovers, yeah, bad boy.
Do you know what I mean? So you might have your dinner at like, say, 3 or 4 o'clock, you then die for a couple of hours, and then at like 7 o'clock, because your stomach's out, you think, right, I'm hungry again now.
I'm ready to go.
I'll have probably 1 or 2 turkey butties with stuffing. That's how it goes.
My night before is normally a curry. It's normally a takeaway. I enjoy a little takeaway vibe the night before, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I do. Morning of, sausage butties, sausage and bacon maybe, but mainly sausage butties, quite a lot of them. I don't buy them at all. I get them all off my mum for free. It is what it is. Yeah. Then my mum will normally come round. She'll normally bring like a little starter for the day. It depends if I'm eating at my mum's or if I'm eating at Emily's mum's. If I'm not, my mum always brings the starters that I'm missing out on down to my house as well, so we can have them first. Which is normally a phyllo pastry, bed, with caramelised red onion and goat's cheese.
Incredible.
So oven baked.
Incredible.
Bad boy. Unbelievable. If I'm going to the butcher's gaff for Christmas dinner, it has been a free bird roast a lot recently. And you know what? I always moan because I think it's dry as.
Really?
I'm not into turkey. Christmas Day, I think it's dead. Do you know what I have instead? Free rib roast. Free rib of beef even, sorry. Bad boy. Beef on Christmas Day.
Posh in him. Posh him. You don't remember the days of salmon paste butties I had?
Listen, butchers,
Remember
you know what I mean? We get what we want with it.
Beef paste butties.
But yeah, rib of beef goes down. And he's been doing that a long time for me, even though I've not been to the last like 2 or 3 at his house, but still, I get the leftovers regardless. He's just crap at cooking red meat, that's the only problem. And I give him that shit every time. But yeah, unpopular opinion, turkey is wank. There you go.
You've not put it with stuffing and lots of
It's
salt?
a good job this is called explicit when we put it on RSS feed. Say it again.
You've not tried it with lots of salt and stuffing?
I just think it's poor. I'm not. I just think it's dry.
Alright, anyway.
Nah, we're still there. No, loads of sausage as well. But what we've been doing is pinwheel sausages. I'll get you one. Unreal. Mason made a massive pinwheel sausage meat. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'll have one of them.
You won't. You'll forget to order.
100%.
But anyway, we move on.
So, Christmas Day is a lot of food. For context, it's usually 2 or 3 days max. So like you said, there might be something Christmas Eve, there might be something Christmas Day, Boxing Day depending on the social event. It's usually them 3 days, isn't it, where you get higher calories. But we train Christmas Eve. I do swerve Christmas Day. I don't train Christmas Day. I train Christmas Eve. I don't train Christmas Day. I just go for a little walk. Boxing Day, I usually do train. So out of those 3 days, the 3 high calorie days, but there's 2 training sessions, and I'd say fairly active on the Christmas Day. But everything else in and in between that, fairly standard, fairly regular. There's obviously been like more, like we've just been to Amsterdam. That was hilarious. Just been to Amsterdam at the weekend.
Christmas do.
For a Christmas do. There's obviously
West.
a lot more alcohol involved there. But other than that, I don't really drink over, like, I don't really, it's so different now that Freya, you know what I mean? Now we've got kids, it's like, it's very, very different. It's about the kids, it's about Freya and Rosie, do you know what I mean?
Say over festive, the only time we used to drink was Wild West Wednesday. We normally go out the Wednesday before
Wild West
Christmas.
Wednesday.
I know, mad. The Wednesday before Christmas is normally the day we go out, and I'd say the last couple of years we've kind of calmed down on it a little bit, to the point where it was that far in front of Christmas of one year we didn't even bother doing it. But it's like, we'll go out Christmas Eve for a food, but because we're in work on the Saturday anyway, I'm not bothered anyway. I'm not bothered. So it'll be a little food and then it'll be done.
Yeah.
I mean, Christmas Day I've never really been a drinker, probably 1 or 2 beers max. But it's pure because my family aren't massive drinkers. So
it helps, doesn't it?
You don't go into it as much.
Yeah, I think there is so many habits that occur within the family household, isn't there? Like some families just go absolutely
Johnny's
nuts.
pulling his face here.
Go absolutely
Scowling.
nuts. And if that's your thing, that's your thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you want to keep that, keep it in the diary. Do you know what I mean? If you want to get ahead, in January, you can get ahead. You could train way harder, you could pull your food back, you could push your food up. If you wanted to get in a position in January where you're smoking everyone, it can be done. Literally, you do what you want, you know. And as a good coach, it's our job to highlight these things and show what's going to be best for the person in front of us.
I think I'm going to diet me after Christmas.
Are you going
Straight
to
after.
shred Bundy?
Yeah, I want to go low 80s.
I need to sort his back out, Dan.
He's broke his back.
The back is still broken. But I've seen Dr. Ash Cox today. He did some neural... What did he call
Flossing.
it? Neural flossing. What else? What was the other word for it?
He's also seeing the surgeon tomorrow.
Also seeing the surgeon at 6 p.m. tomorrow. So I did a little bit of neural flossing today. It felt really good with Dr. Ash Cox over at Red On. Really, I felt the difference.
Yeah.
You know, it was great. But I'm with the surgeon tomorrow, 6 p.m. to decide what's next. I had the injection, to give context, I had the injection 2 weeks ago.
How did that go?
And it's ran out. I felt unbelievable for 5 days. I felt unbelievable. No pain. It was brilliant. And then
5 days.
day 6 onwards, it's gone back to normal.
What are we doing then 5 days?
Nothing.
You lie.
Nothing.
You're lying. Fucking no. To be fair, you didn't actually.
I didn't do much. Everyone keeps telling me that I
did.
did too much. That's why the injection's not working. I didn't do too much at all.
Did a
Barely
few curls.
anything. I barely did anything. Anyway, so surgeon tomorrow, 6 p.m.
Anyway, move on, guys.
Danny's dieting in the new year. I'm going to get fixed up. And then you're all going to die.
We need that back fix.
You're all going to die. That's it. As soon as his back's fixed, everyone's finished.
It's calling everyone out.
You're all finished. What I don't like in the new year, Dan?
We don't like being dicks with people, passing judgment, people who are trying to give it a go, Andrew.
You know, one thing that's really annoying in the new year is people...
We're moaning like fuck about people training.
People, coaches, so there's coaches in this camp, there is other people in this camp, usually gym members already, that say, oh, January, new year, new me, we're going to get an influx of all the fucking people coming in,
Training.
taking up all our kit, and then you'll not see them in February again. We don't do that. We're not into that. If people want to give it a try in January, let people give it a try in January. You cannot...
Neggy people.
You cannot and you must not pass judgment, especially coaches. You lot know better. People know better than to pass judgment and go, yeah, you know what I'm saying? They're taking up all our kit. There's going to be an influx of people that are going to be taking up all the gym. And then you even get people that's going to say, they won't last anyway. They're going to come in January. They won't last. Even like coaches to their clients, even coaches to their new potential
Stood there
clients. Snarling at people because they know they're going to be out of here in Feb. We don't do that.
Or
We don't pass judgment because there are
sign them up as clients and keep them here and benefit your business, you absolute mallet.
Exactly. Help
Mad.
people out. You must help people out. Like, it's not our place to pass judgment on people, the bigger people or the people that are out of shape that are trying to come in January and give it a go. Listen, they've come in and they've give it a go. That's the main thing. Or if you see people out running in the new year that might not have ever run in their life before, but they want to give it a try. They might be overweight, they might be very unfit. People are out, they're giving it a go, they're running down the street. This is not your street, it's everybody's street. So one thing that we want to encourage, and I encourage everybody else listening as well, is if you see somebody struggling, if you see somebody in the gym, give them a nod. This is our space, right? This is our world.
When you see someone struggling on a bench and you go, it's in a bit, lad.
This is our world.
Do it to Johnny all the time because he's weak as piss, but it doesn't really matter. Like, it's fine.
This is our world, right? And we want to encourage as many people to join us, okay, on this journey. We understand what this means to us, and we want to encourage everybody
Mad concept, that.
to feel the same way and to potentially break through into this like lifestyle of actually living a healthy lifestyle, being fit, trying to get stronger, trying to get fitter, whatever it might be. So your task, I'm going to set some homework for everybody, for the 66 people that are subscribed.
It's a lot of people.
Right? Your task is to make somebody feel good in the new year, to encourage somebody, a family member, a friend, whoever it might be, or even a complete stranger. If you see them in the gym, if you see them out running, whatever it might be, if you see somebody giving effort, give them a compliment and let them know that their efforts are going to mean something to them. Because that one little comment, a little compliment...
It's mad saying how good someone's looking or how well they're doing after a couple of weeks will do for someone Firewire. Like, the amount of confidence it instills in someone is
because
mad.
What are these people thinking in their own head? I'm fat, I'm weak, I'm slow.
I'm well far behind. I'm nowhere near all these people.
I'm so far behind. I know I'm going to quit after January, but I'm going to give it a go.
You know, half the people in Moan train like a bag of shit anyway. That's another topic.
Correct, that's another topic. So in their minds, it is absolutely chaos. So if you can pass a little comment, a compliment that's going to encourage them to keep going, watch what happens. Their confidence will go up. And guess what? That's another person that you've impacted, that you've influenced in a positive way to potentially change their life in the new year. Like, this is what matters. We are a team. The health and fitness industry, believe it or not, is a team. You just get
unhappy family.
You just get a lot of whoppers in our industry, unfortunately. That's the problem. There's a lot of tits in our industry that are pulling strings and trying to get out of it from what they want out of it, okay? Our job is to encourage people to be healthier, to live healthier, to get fit, healthier, etc. So,
love everyone.
A comment, a compliment in the new year to somebody that's going to be joining the gym, like I said, your friends, family, whatever, is going to go a long way. Whichever camp you're in, give it 100%. Get through the Christmas period, enjoy yourself.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be
dick. It's explicit.
Don't go out. There's no need to go out of control. You can have some control. And that's where we're at.